Humiliation tastes like cheap wine at a wedding you're barely invited to. I stood in the dimly lit corner of the opulent San Francisco ballroom, glaring at the seating chart that banished me to table 19, wedged beside the service entrance. The venue sparkled with gold-trimmed chandeliers and lavender orchids that screamed wealth. My sister Natalie's wedding to the prestigious Carver family, dripping with tech money and elite connections. Table 19 was a deliberate slight, tucked behind a gaudy floral arch, far from the glowing head table where Natalie and her new in-laws reigned. "It's just space constraints, Elise," Natalie had shrugged a month ago when I questioned the setup. "Evan's family is massive, and we prioritize couples. You get it." I got it. At 34, single, with a boring government job, I was the family's black sheep, unseemly, unremarkable, unworthy of a better seat. Our mother, Diane, had been blunter at the rehearsal dinner. "Wear something elegant tomorrow, Elise." Evan's parents value refinement. Her eyes lingered on my tailored blazer with barely concealed disdain. "Maybe borrow from Natalie's closet." What they couldn't know, thanks to my non-disclosure agreements, was that my boring job was as a senior operative in the Department of Defense's Strategic Communications Unit. For a decade, I'd orchestrated covert operations, briefed ambassadors, and defused international crises that would make this wedding look like a child's tea party. My security clearance was higher than anyone in this room could dream of. But to my family, I was just Elise, the spinster with no ring and no status. My secure phone vibrated in my purse. I slipped into the venue's sleek restroom, ignoring my cousin Tara's smug glance from table 3, where she sat with her venture capitalist husband. "Morrow," I answered softly. "Ms. Morrow, Her Excellency's convoy is 10 minutes out," said Colonel Ruiz, my contact at the embassy. "She's asking about her gift delivery."
A
silk scarf, hand-embroidered, sent with a note apologizing for missing the ceremony, but confirming her attendance at the reception.
Received.
"Please thank her. Everything's set here." I smoothed my charcoal dress, Prada, understated but camera-ready, paired with my grandmother's sapphire necklace, a gift from a Qatari official after I resolved a trade dispute. My heels, low but sleek, were built for long diplomatic hours. I looked like what I was, a professional who moved nations, not centerpieces. Back in the ballroom, the wedding party swept in. Natalie glowed in her couture gown, Evan sharp in his bespoke suit. His parents, Victoria and Lawrence Carver, surveyed their empire from table 1, joined by a tech mogul, a congresswoman, and Evan's aunt, a Silicon Valley CEO. Table 19? Natalie's old sorority sister's parents, a cousin I barely knew, and an empty chair screaming my irrelevance. The toasts began. Evan's best man shared frat boy anecdotes. Tara, Natalie's maid of honor, gushed about soulmates, her eyes flicking to me. "Some find love early," she purred. "Others, well, we all move at our own pace." Laughter rippled. Mom's lips tightened. Dad stared at his plate. My phone buzzed again. 1 minute. I rose, ignoring the coordinator's attempt to herd me back. The venue's manager, Liam, met me at the entrance, briefed and sworn to secrecy. "Security's ready," he whispered. "You didn't mention you were tight with a prime minister." "Need to know?" I replied, watching through the glass as black SUVs flanked a Bentley with diplomatic plates. "No announcement, per her request." Liam gaped. "You want a prime minister to just walk in?" She insisted.
Trust me.
The security team entered first, scanning with precision. Then she appeared, Her Excellency, Prime Minister Zara Khalid of Almira, global advocate for climate policy, and my friend of 7 years. We'd met during her U.S. visit. I'd guided her through a tense NATO summit, and we'd bonded over late-night coffee. And shared frustration with bureaucracy. She'd attended my promotion ceremony. I'd advised her on a border dispute. Now, in a sapphire gown and subtle tiara, she glided into the ballroom. "Elise," her voice cut through the chatter. Every head turned. She breezed past table 1, where Victoria Carver's fork clattered, past the head table where Natalie froze, and straight to table 19. She hugged me, her perfume familiar from our Dubai retreat. I'm sorry I missed the vows, state business. But I wouldn't skip celebrating with you. Mom, at table 2, stood, her face a kaleidoscope of shock and shame. Your Excellency, I said, playing our rehearsed script. This is too much. Nonsense, Zara replied loudly. After you saved our clean energy talks last year, this is nothing. Though, she glanced at my table, I'm surprised they stuck you back here. In Almira, our top strategist would sit at the head table. The room went silent. Evan's CEO aunt, recognizing Zara, paled. Liam materialized. Your Excellency, we have a better table. I'll stay with Elise, Zara said, claiming the empty chair. But bring the champagne from table 1. It looks superior to this. A cousin at my table choked on her drink. Natalie approached, Evan in tow, her voice shaky. Elise, you never said you knew. You never asked, I said coolly. You assumed my job was nothing because I'm not married. Victoria Carver rushed over, flustered. We weren't informed of such a guest. I'm not a guest, Zara cut in. I'm Elise's friend, here for her. I expected a family affair, not this. She gestured at my table. Evan, a crisis PR expert, flushed. Elise, let's fix the seating. We're fine here, I said, sipping the upgraded champagne. Tara hovered, her earlier smirk gone. Elise, we thought you were just some clerk. Zara's smile was lethal. Elise negotiates international treaties. She's trusted with secrets that keep nations stable. She's exceptional. Natalie's eyes welled. The room buzzed phones. Recording. Mom stammered. Elise, we didn't know. You didn't ask, I said. You hid me by the service door, because I don't fit your mold. Zara stood. Let's take our drinks outside. The air here feels small. On the terrace, Zara grinned. That was fun. Thank you, I said, exhaling. They needed to see. She raised her glass. To family who choose you. Natalie appeared, tears streaking her makeup. Elise, I'm so sorry. I was caught up in impressing Evan's family. I envied your strength, your freedom. I diminished you. I met her gaze. I matter, Natalie. Not because of who I know, but because I'm your sister. That should have been enough. She nodded, voice breaking. I'll do better. Zara squeezed my hand and left. My phone buzzed. Colonel Ruiz. European Command wants you for the Asia Summit. Deputy Chief Morrow, papers incoming. I smiled. They'd seated me by the service door, blind to my worth. But the world had bigger tables, and I'd claimed my place.